money and input cruising through the airwaves. Transformers knowledge blast that never caves. Reviews so sharp they'll cut through steel. In the podcast world, they're the real deal. Jumping in the deep end, swimming with the best. Danny's got the info and she never needs to rest. Input's got the passion like a roaring jet. Together they make a mark you won't forget. Dynamic duo, never gonna quit. Taking over airwaves, super lit. Transformers podcast bringing the heat. Every single episode can't be beat.
Welcome back to the State of the Transformers Fandom. I'm Danni Dolphin with Mr.
With me and me. Wait, no, it's already screwed it up. N-PUT, and I'll try to save it and slide it into home. And oh, I'm out. Damn. Okay, umpire called me out. I got a question for you. Am I like in that? Am I your robot protector in that?
I know. It's so funny. You fed that like someone made that legit art for you, and I fed it into AI, and it made that. But yeah, I know. It's like you're like or like it's like Wednesday of like some funny show like let's go right. But yeah, I know it's fun, right? That's one of the better ones, so I might run something that like change that up a bit once in a while. But yeah, it's just fun. It's having fun with it. That's what we do. We're back, to have some fun here and talk about the fandom.
I do feel bad for my buddy because you ran his artwork through an AI thing.
I know. Well, it's done. Trust me, I did have the thought. I was like, poor guy. I was like, but that's the world today. I'm going to run your shit through AI.
Oh, my God, dude.
I know.
He's going to be so pissed.
Trans people are the devil, so.
So what are we talking about? We're not going to be talking about why my friend's legitimate comic book artist is going to be pissed off at you.
Yeah.
But, we're not going to talk about that. What are we talking about today, Danny? What are we talking about?
We're talking about frustration in the bedroom. No, frustration in the growing on YouTube. Like, we've all had it. Look at me. I've been on here for how many years? I only have 2,000 subscribers, a little over. But, I haven't put in the super commitment or hard work. I've got to that point to, get monetized and then pulled back. So, I mean, it lies on me, and I'm not making like intense, clickbait or, intense in-depth content, evergreen type stuff. But, I'm still here chugging along, but I know we all get frustrated at time to time. Like it took you a while to hit 1,000, right?
Yeah, it took me a good bit, but I feel like that, the people who are subscribed are the people that want to be subscribed. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a bunch of bot fed nonsense and stuff like that. So that's something that I feel like you have to realize is that if you start seeing people grow faster than you, like at an astronomical rate, like you can't really be upset. Like you can be, but you shouldn't be, right? Because a lot of the like bot farming and account farming and all that stuff, like the fake accounts, and then like
and also like all that paid AdSense to push your channel. I've seen people that spend thousands of dollars to like push their channel at the beginning.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is like it's not genuine. I feel like it's not genuine like viewership. It's not genuine subscribers. Because at a certain point, like the bots will stop. And then when the bots stop subscribing and stuff, that's kind of when like the real people are supposed to start subscribing. Right. So you don't lose that momentum. But like a lot of the time, especially in toy communities and toy tubers or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, man. The bots stop. And then like the real people never come in. So that's why you'll see somebody with like 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and then like 100 views.
Yeah, and some people get just lucky off the algorithm. Some people do just blow up overnight and like get all these clicks. The and YouTube picks up their stuff, pushes it. Other people, like I said, spend thousands of dollars on AdSense. I've seen people spend ads on like Google Ads, AdSense now, like thousands, like a month, $500 a month, push their channel, get like 20,000, 50,000 subscribers, and then they're just bored with it and they drop off because it wasn't a real hustle, it wasn't a real passion. And I'd say since we got this this show, this podcast, since I've been back to YouTube doing like what we're doing now, like I said, my watch hours are going up a lot, and I'm just here to have fun again. Like I don't give a fuck about, you know, the growth. Like I am happy at the rate I'm growing now. I'm just I want it smaller and nicher. I don't want what it comes with so much, you know, it's too big, right? I'm just happy. Like, you know, if this came to thousands of views or something, that'd be great. But you know what I mean? I'm just happy chugging along with what we have, and we got people showing up every week, and you know, I'm just happy to do this, you know.
Yeah, and that's, you know, and that's kind of something that I feel like a lot of people have to learn when you go into doing this, because a lot of people will do it because they want to get paid, they want to make that money, right? And
Ravage, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Right, and they kind of don't realize, like, while you can succeed at that and do it, it's an uphill battle. It really is.
Yeah.
Because YouTube, I feel like, is still trying to shed its original form, like its original broadcast yourself, right? And people are, you know, trying to shed that. And the other thing too is that a lot of people come up against the YouTube algorithm itself, not pushing their videos, not pushing their channel, not pushing whatever it is that, you know, not feeding into it or whatever too, right? So I think that discourages a lot of people. I think that my point that I'm trying to make here is, like, if you find an audience, be happy with that audience.
Yeah.
If it grows, great. If it doesn't, you know, just be happy with what you got, you know, because whether you've got, you know, 500 subs and, you know, and you're getting 500 views, that means everybody that is subscribed to you is watching your stuff, right? Like that's 100% viewership, and that doesn't happen.
No.
Right?
No, yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, I was at that point. Like I think I had 37,000 watch out, or 30 whatever. Yeah, I'm so close. Like I just needed like a couple 400 more watch hours, and then it kind of had to fall out, and then I kind of pulled back, and I didn't get on. And then last year, I think I put up 2 videos in the whole year, and they were at the toy show. So like for me, like it plummeted for me, and that's my own fault, right? And like I said, I just didn't want to commit. I used to do reviews, and it was fun, but then for doing reviews took too long. It became a chore, and then like also like, yeah, I'm not doing in-depth, like I said, evergreen type videos. So like I'm mostly doing this podcast stuff, the streaming stuff. I'm best like off like the cuff too, like this, I find. And it just, yeah, it's like more of a grind that way, but it's what I like doing. And like I said, this is just a hobby. Again, this is for fun, just more exposure, having a laugh with you and having fun. We usually just talked on the phone for 2 hours. Now we're doing it live. But you know what I mean, right? It's fun, right? But yeah.
Yeah, and I saw somebody, Caldeo said YouTube should be a hobby and not a job. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. And the other thing, part of it too, is like, I think a lot of the burnout as well can come from how, if you put a lot, let's just say, okay, you want to do this, you got to buy all the equipment to do it, right? If you don't have a phone that can, you got to buy a microphone for your phone, right? Like if you don't want to do a desk setup, have a mic and all that stuff, you can do it from your phone. But you need to buy a mic for your phone, a decent mic, right? That
totally,
right. So you're already looking at like a financial investment into getting into it. And then if that financial investment doesn't reward you how you want it to be, how you perceive that you should be rewarded, so like in this case, subscribers and views or whatever, right? Then you realize, oh man, I spent $250 on this mic and I didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah,
right? And then that'll start weighing on you and burning you out and stuff like that. And Earthman Michael, hey Michael, he says, I'll do this to escape the real worldness.
Yeah, that's Darth Ravage actually. So Darth Ravage, shout out to you, man. But
Okay.
that's cool. Yeah, you know it's funny too. You're on. They're talking, watching through Facebook. Yeah, like our video got like 80 views last week. One of our videos got like 400 views on Facebook. Even my mom's podcast that we did the other day got like. Just checking on here right now. It said it got like what was it? 165 views on Facebook last week. I only got 80 views on here. So it's like. Like how they project all this and how they throw it out, that just shows that it's just like different, like different audiences, right?
Yeah.
And because we're, I'm podcasting to both, so it's just strange, like how it all kind of comes out, like who sees it, where, when, who, where, and when, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be, up to each system's algorithm and stuff like that too. That's why that kind of circles back to what I was saying. It's just like, man, if you're going to do it, do it because you have a passion to do it, not because you're trying to make money at it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you try to start making money at it, that's where the problems start to come from. Like mentally, the problems start to come.
Yeah, and people start they always want to take. I was gonna say that Earthbang Brick says I don't care about being popular. It's often a double-edged sword as you end up attracting creeps, weirdos, and all sorts. Fame isn't all what it's made up to be. Yeah, I know. I've had weird things happen too. Not as getting as big off YouTube, but other stuff. And people have said weird stuff to me in like at the toy shows or at public, and you're just like kind of embarrassed. You're like, what the hell, right? But I mean, yeah, it's cool. I like the exposure to a point, but like, we had millions and stuff, like that's when it can become stressful. And you lose the personal touch with the people in the chat when the chat's just flying up, like, even if you have that stall thing on, it's just flying. You lose that personality with the actual little community you've made for yourself, or we have, right?
Yeah, that's very true too.
Yeah.
Keldeo says the second that YouTube starts paying the accounts, making this site feel like a job is when things started going downhill. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Earthman Brick also says my channel is an extension of my hobby and a means of interacting with the community. Yep, I can definitely understand that. And Earthman Brick says hit that like button. Input needs cheering up. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, we'll cheer them up.
Rachel says, "Oh, the AI thing comes out tomorrow." Oh, yeah, the verification.
Yeah,
thing.
You better get verified.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm not giving YouTube my. See, this is. So I feel like this is a grab for more information so they could sell it off. Because now, what is it? They want facial recognition.
Selfie.
Yeah, a selfie. Hell no. Driver's license. No. Credit card number. Fuck no. Like
it's funny though. That's like, to me, it's old news. Like it's not even. I'd give it all to him tomorrow because I've already those other sites. I'm giving my social insurance number up. I'm giving my handwritten thing up. I'm giving my IDs up. I've given up so much personal information, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, to me, it's like that online verification for those other sites has already been done, and now they're just trying to do it here. It's sad, but it's just like it's one of those things they install people, like they get them used to it. I'm already used to it. It's like, oh, I got to give up my driver's license to go into bestbuy.com, but I know it's sad, but.
Well, you gotta what say that?
No, I'm just saying, if it got to that point, like imagine you had to give up your thing to go to like Best Buy or like whatever website at this point, because they want to track everything, right? So they need your, they have to have your thing, but it's just the rollout. We'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that
UK's already going through some stuff. So.
There's gonna be a lot that. When you get in like toy tubers and stuff that is like, as far as like massive appeal or whatever for like toys or video games or whatever, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get hit for basically the same way they did during Copa.
Yeah.
Right? And that's really gonna screw over a lot of things and screw a lot of things up. Rachel says, my concern with that is that it says it'll scan your watch history. Well, I'm assuming our watch history is Toy reviewer, chances are the AI will go toy reviews equals kid or comic book equals kids or cartoons equals kids. And that's my concern, because we already saw something similar, like I was touching on with Copa in that, is that their AI is gonna, their algorithm or whatever is gonna scan it, and I think she's absolutely right.
But it just depends. I'm watching way more adult stuff. I'm not watching toy reviews. I'm watching like World War II crap and a whole bunch of sick, demented shit. So if they think I'm a kid, then that's their own fault, you know?
Yeah, but it's also, but here's the shady part that comes into play. Like, these companies will tell you anything that you want to hear.
I know. This is just like, they're saying it's to save kids. It's obviously not. It's just to attract more people, man. It's just a way to say it, you know?
Well, and not only that, when some of this stuff got tested on other websites, they were taking selfies of video game characters that were clearly meant to be like 50, 60 years old, and the AI algorithm was scanning it and going, "Oh yeah, okay, you're 60, come on in." And it's like, it's
you have to give this personal information in the UK right now to use Spotify. So I mean, it's over, man. The internet's done.
Well, then okay, then let's move on from the internet.
Yeah,
like, no, seriously. Like, if it's gotten to the point to where it's this bad, screw Spotify, start buying CDs again, right? Put a CD player in your car, get a CD player for your house, and just go down that road, right? Like, and then on top of that, do you really need Facebook? Do you really need Instagram? Right? At the end of the day, most social media, all it does is divide people anyway. And Facebook has been notorious for doing that. And Facebook has been notorious for saying that we're not taking down political posts. We're not going to redo the algorithm. We're not going to do all this stuff. They're notorious for that. They're notorious for dividing people. It's a shitty corporation. So do you really need that in your life? That angst, that anxiety, that pressure, that all that? No, you really don't. So, like, at a certain point, you got to ask yourself, are you addicted to the dopamine, and you're willing to give up all that information and stuff like that?
Yeah, I already have. I'm addicted. But like I said, I like it just for fun. I don't take it, I already gave up all my info, but it's, I'm addicted. But it's like I said, it's just, I use it as a tool. I'm not there to get it. I don't feel like it. I just use it for the fun, you know? And lots of times I put down my phone and don't use it. It's just like, it's just there for it is for part of all the other work and stuff, but I'm not there. Like, I know people that sit there and scroll all day. They're just watching like the most mindless videos too, right?
And the sad thing is like, this was part of the TikTok ban, last year or whatever, right? And people were all upset and everything else. And they're talking about it goes against freedom of speech, and that's why it shouldn't be banned. And then everybody else on the other side was like, "Oh, this is China getting your information, and we can't have that, and all this other stuff." Well, first of all, what's the difference between a Chinese corporation having it and Facebook having it, right? Yeah. Those two things right there. And part of me almost wishes the TikTok ban actually happened, because now you would have an argument to stand on to be like, well, that got banned, and now we don't, like, your sole reason for banning that was like the theft of information, and now you're stealing people's information under the guise of quote unquote safety for children.
Yeah, it's not.
Bullshit.
But and I don't like TikTok anyways. But yeah, I know it's another thing, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just another frustration with YouTube, and we'll see how people grow after this one.
Yeah, let's go through some comments real quick. Got a little off track, but let's see. Earthman Brick says, "I've never made a penny off of YouTube and have no intentions of doing that. I hate these companies taking your credentials and selling them off to third parties or quote unquote research, or for quote unquote research." Yeah, I agree. Like, man, dude, the targeted ads from Facebook alone, when girls take selfies off of their Facebook, and then all of a sudden there's a targeted ad for fucking Revlon, and it's like, okay, that's pretty jacked up. Blue Coon says, "It's annoying to those who don't have watch history off, because my recommendations was still of stuff a mother would not like to see, and I don't watch Don't watch those. They keep doing it, not me, or doing it to me, I guess. Yeah, like they started YouTube started sending stuff to me that was like or suggesting stuff to me that was like I have absolutely no interest in. Like, what is this? And then Rachel says, that's my concern, is the AI will have no nuance. She also says, let's go back to letter page fanzines and word of mouth. I agree with that. Blue Coon says, parents to kids 110, watch that your kids see, don't make screen sitters. Rachel says, okay. She says, in Ireland, we're okay for now, but our government follows the UK like a dog, so won't be too much longer. That was kind of my concern with a lot of the countries over, like smaller countries over on that side, right? So like Greenland and Ireland, Germany, stuff like that. And then Rachel says, wasn't the TikTok banned for like 6 hours and then it was unbanned? Yeah, it was something screwy. She also says, also Google had an info leak recently. Now imagine people's selfies, credit card numbers, etc. Exactly. And there's going to be somebody out there give somebody their credit card information like that, and then all of a sudden they're going to be super broke, and then the bank is going to be like, oh, nope. It's feasible for you to have gotten to Chicago on a plane from LA in 15 minutes, right? Let's see. Earthman Brick says UK government is tyrannical at this point. I'm in Scotland, and we're going down a dark path, but I don't want to get too political.
Yeah.
They're
screwed. It's over there anyways. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, rest in peace. I did. Rachel says, rest in peace, internet, 1990s. Let's say what, 93 to 2025, right? Yeah. But don't forget, folks, the internet was created by DARPA, and this is the end game.
There you go. But yeah, like hopefully a lot of people will be blocked off, and then like we can grow. There'll just be a small amount of people left.
And if you want to see Danny grow for only $3.99 a month, you can go over to
faster. I know I sold my soul a long time ago. I'm but it's fine. I enjoy it. But yeah, it's just, like I said, a lot of people saw it all coming, but it just sucks still, like, that. And then here too, like, how it'll affect people on YouTube now, just trying to grow naturally or whatever. Right. Yeah. And that's, I mean, we got way off topic here. Mm-hmm. But that that felt good to release that. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's still a frustration, yeah. Well, basically, long story short here is, guys, if you're feeling burnt out, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Like that's it. Yeah, that's a part of it too, the burnout that comes with it. Because like these people upload especially if you're doing actual hard working videos, you're trying to like hey, E-Man, what's up? I actually subbed to his channel finally. I didn't know he made content, and it's actually pretty funny. I love his channel is good. But yeah, it's just people put out such hard work, and they do all these reviews, and like if it's a chore or not, and they're just investing all this time, money, like you said, microphones, cameras, lights. They get 90 views, and then someone else they see just in front of their daddy's collection gets 30,000 views, and it's just like, yeah, it burns people up, makes people angry, makes people depressed, like we talked about, anxiety, right? Yeah, and that's and Earthman Brick, you guys still getting Transformers or doing customs? Yeah, I'm still getting third-party stuff. I just don't. I stopped doing reviews because I feel like I don't really have a whole lot to add to. Same. To add to it, like there's a better way to share, like not like pickups, like not holding the thing in front of the camera, but if there's a better way to share some thoughts on some stuff, I still would like to do it. But it's like I said, time and this is just like when it becomes a chore, I don't like doing it anymore. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing is like for me, like I said, I at a certain point there's how many YouTube
Like how many people are going to review that Megatron, Danny?
Oh God, I know. Like that's why I just did my little short, and that's it. Like that's all I need to do. Everyone's holding this up. Oh my God! All right, so it's just like, yeah, like I know, like I'm sick of it already, and I just opened it, right? But it's true. It's just like, who's gonna watch all that, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Rachel brings up a good point. She says, don't forget all the AI slop that pulls in millions of views. Oh, dear God. There are times where I'll click on something and I'm like, as soon as I hear the voice, it's one of those AI voices, I click out of it. I'm like, I can't stand that nonsense, dude. It's like, and then half the stuff is wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Half of it's wrong. Yeah.
And to answer Earthman Brick's other question, I'm still doing customs. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like custom showcase videos and stuff again. But I gotta find time. My life has been like kind of crazy here these last few months. So I can find time to sit down and do a custom. It's hard for me to sit down and actually do a custom showcase video. If that makes sense.
I like what E-Man says. If you want subs, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing this to share with the community, then do it and do it for the love. Yeah, I'd say that too. Like right now, we did this podcast for the love of chatter, for the love of sharing, love of giving a person. Just each individual represents the fandom, and we're just one little perspective, and that's why we did it, for the love of it. Because we still love Transformers. Like I said, like Input's fallen out with some of the newer stuff, of course, because all the issues. But like, dude, we love this stuff back in the '90s and the 2000s, and even later than that, obviously, right? So we have a passion for it. So yeah. It's just, you got to do it for the passion, do it for the love. But it does, like you said, you need, like Raziel Kane, like the kind of got us on this topic, right? He was saying that, like he saw all these people blowing up overnight, and it's just like, it's nonstop. He puts a lot of work in doing those, with the actors and all that, reviews and voice actor stuff, right?
Yeah, like Raz puts in so much time and effort into that. More so.
And like a lot of people we know now.
Yeah. And he's, because he's not getting, I guess like whatever he's trying to get out of it, he's starting to feel that burn, as well. And I get that. Like when you're doing all of that work and you're basically doing, you're doing your own agency, however you want to say that, whatever, and you're constantly out there and trying to get guests and trying to conversations about all this stuff. It does get really tiring. I get that. Rachel says, I think the other issue is that if you're one guy with a negative opinion on an overly positive topic, you will get burned. And that's most of Transformers reviewers, I feel like, right? Is like, there's, I feel like people will call themselves a reviewer and they're not really a reviewer, They will say the figure is bad and terrible and then still suggest you go buy it, and that's not really a review. That's you just hyping the product, Yeah. And
go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, just add that it's not really a fault of their own, right? It's just the way that it's not. Okay. To do a reviews in general is, in my mind, like a cousin to journalism, right? Because you're reviewing a product to be released for the masses, right? And you have to put an honest review out there. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, great. But you have to put an honest opinion out there and then let the people decide, right? That's what a lot of people don't do. And it hasn't been that way for the last, 5 or 10 years now.
Yeah, Earthmember does say the reviewers are clout chasers, the people that, you know, buy the stolen toys or buy them early on, you know, even if they're not stolen, and they just buy them, like, you know, for, I've seen people buy them for, you know, whatever, hundreds of dollars on eBay just to have it early to review, right? So that's clout chasers being authentic review. I mean, it's all part of the game in a sense, like if you're doing it so legally, but it's just like, yeah, it's just, you know, it just takes away that authenticness. Hey, cutie pie, I guess they're talking to you, and
Oh, I guess so, man. All right. What's up, King Edo?
I think King Edo commented on one of my videos and it deleted. You notice how many times YouTube just deletes comments that you approve? Like, it's annoying.
I don't get a whole lot of comments, but what I will say, they have done that to me. They have done that to me a few times where I'm like, what?
I'm doing this.
What's up, Donatones?
Hey.
Go ahead, read it, Danny.
I'm just doing this for the fun. I want to make my longer format videos, but shorts are all I can really do now, budget wise. Yeah, I know, and time wise, but like just time, budget your time and money and all that. It's easier to do these quick forms. Like, yeah, I'm just throwing up shorts, but I get thousands of views now on there. And yeah, they don't hold retention for, like, you know, watch hours necessarily, but hey, it gets you out there. I'm getting like 20 something subscribers a month now, and you know, it's cool. Like, it just, you know, you gotta, I hate the short form stuff, but you know, that's what it's all about right now, sadly. And you just gotta kind of do what you gotta do, I guess, right? But yeah, it's nice to do some, you know, long form stuff too, right? But it's just the time and the idea. It's hard to manage it all, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I feel like a lot of people, in terms of burnout, they get to a point to where it's difficult for them to manage their real life and then manage this to try and either build it or whatever the case is, because it does take a lot of time.
I know, I was just bugging you, King Edo. Yeah, I know, it does take a long time. I was just playing. We just joke a lot around here. Yeah, what up, bro? Yeah, I know, we're just having fun. We just have fun here. But yeah, it's like you said, like the balancing it and not making it feel you know, like, you know, like you said, remember that you were saying, like, you know, all the stuff you put on yourself, this became like such a, like, it became a job for you, right?
Yeah, because I was like, you know, if a show was like Wednesday at 7, whatever the case would be, right? Like, I would put a lot of that onto my shoulders, and I'd be home at 7. I would skip, you know, certain things to try and to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had, I guess a better way to say what I'm trying to say is, like, I had poor management of like real life and this, you know. I was trying to do like a 50-50 kind of thing, and I didn't realize at a certain point, I realized it was more like an 80-20 kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I realized that, that's when it was like, okay, like, no, you know, if I do anything, it's going to be like a 1 day a week kind of deal, and not going to stress out about it or whatever, right? So
you read this one.
Tonto says, definitely felt burnout, or in my case, have to put some videos on hiatus. Was almost running out of my Godzilla soft vinyls to review. And that goes back to what we're saying, our first honest reviewers video, right? Like, they don't send out free sample stuff anymore to review. You have to buy the product to review it, and that gets real expensive. You know,
the good thing about soft vinyls is the articulation. There is none. But yeah, I know. It's what you just said. Yeah.
And that goes back, you know, and I think that kind of goes back into what I was saying with like journalism and reviews, right? Because you buy this thing, you want it to be good so much so you get like some sort of like confirmation bias in your mind, right? Because you don't want to feel like you wasted your money on a crappy product, and so you review it from that perspective, whether people realize they do it like that or not.
Yeah,
is
objective so hard to do, like, you know, when it comes down to it, because you already have the confirmation bias, and like you said, you don't look like a fool, like, oh, it's a piece of garbage, I just spent $40 on it, right? It's tough, yeah, but yeah, and then you get it for free, or you have to say it's good, or yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice just to, like I said, if there's a quicker way to kind of share some views on some of the figures, just going through it, like even like this that I got, like this is a used version. It didn't cost that much. I actually got a good deal on it, but you know, I haven't even opened it yet, and it's so cool. I wanted it so bad, right? And it'd be nice. But that's the thing too. Like our channels become, my channel especially become so. If I don't do Transformers like for toy stuff, it doesn't do as well. So it's just kind of a waste of time. Like that'd be good to post on Insta or something else, but on here, it's like if it's not Transformers related, it does not do well. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's kind of the other thing too, is like, you know, when you want to grow and you try to branch out, you know, a little bit, you know, YouTube smacks you back down in a way where it's like, okay, like I'll use us for an example, right? Like we have a Transformers channel that's solely Transformers, and there have been times where I tried to review like a Marvel Legends or a McFarlane thing or something like that, and it's like it's 10 views or something, right?
10 views, yeah.
And it's like, what? Okay, so I guess I won't be doing that anymore. You know?
So, yeah. That's, I mean, you try to branch out and it's just a flop. And I was trying to review all these TMT NECA figures and all the pieces they come with. I was zooming in, zooming out, all this. It's like I got like 20 views, and I put like one thing of like, transform up, and he did like, mediocre, well for me, good enough for me, but still, right? And then King Edo says nowadays it feels like you got to build your channel on a pure clickbait to actually grow. And I see so many people where it's pretty clickbaity, and they grow. So hate to say it's part of the game,
And that's a double-edged sword when you do that too, because like you're growing, right? But now as soon as you start out, it's kind of like a dishonest way to start out, right? So now you've already got like the negative attention for being, somebody who uses clickbait and stuff like that, and that's not good,
No. E-Man says, I've always felt like the word review is used too loosely. Yeah, I would agree. My thoughts on my views, I feel like the normies like me should use instead of review. Oh yeah, my views, I feel like sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, but I feel the same. Like review just seems too in-depth now. And like I said, quick thoughts, my views, that's a better way to put it, especially if you just want to push stuff through and give it so you can just express how you feel about something, because otherwise, like, you could be spending all day like reviewing it.
And that's
if you want to do that, go ahead, but like it takes work. Like Bobby Skullface, those type of people that are doing third-party in-depth Transformers. Yeah, no wonder you're asking people to pay to watch some of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bobby, I would say, gets half the stuff sent to him.
People borrow and stuff, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of like a lesson, like a lessened burden, right? Like something, it's a less of a burden on him, because there's like, for those reviews, there's no like real financial aspect to it.
No, but he's really good at like, kind of doing like the objective, subjective type perspective on it too, right? Kind of always been into that. So, he does it really well.
And that's what I was that's what I was getting to with, like, he's very, he's very objective with everything. He does his final thoughts. He's very clean, precise with it. And that's it. Right. But he's still one of the last ones. The reason why I brought up like the stuff that gets sent to him is like, he's one of the last ones that still kind of gets in a roundabout way, like free product to review. Right? And that's the way it should be. There are a lot of companies out there that will say, hey, if you want our product, you have to talk it up no matter what. And that's not right.
So you've been doing it a long time, E-Man. That's the other thing too, is like, that's what I mean. Some people, like, they're like, oh, I'm just doing it for the love, the passion. Like, 5-6 years in, like, and you still have no subscribers. Not you, but just some people in general. That's like another way, like, they feel burned out, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Yeah, so, but yeah, no, that's good that you do. Yeah, Evan's got some good stuff. Like I said, he was watching his channel and he was doing something about like, like this bumblebee reminds of his son and good like those stories and stuff attached to it. Like obviously emotional. It's not just like look at this figure type crap, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I did. Earthman Brick says, I really like Danny's trips to the store. Very insightful as to the recurring crap that never shifts from shelves,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You should see when I'm in there. I'm just going ballistic on stuff that will. Like it was like the more I did it, yeah. Now Toys R Us is closing. I actually did a video on Toys R Us. It's my town. It closed. It's not closed yet, but it's down to the bitter end. I'm gonna film it, but I filmed it the last stage of it before it closed, and I'm gonna go in there like just to see the brutal end. But it's just another place now. We only have the 2 Walmarts to go to, so that Danny's World content just does not work like it used to. And like you said, like that stuff doesn't even change on the shelves for months. So it's just kind of not very fun. And GameStop, you can't really film in there; they get upset. Or EB now, back to EB, right? But
Right.
yeah, they did a fan vote. I think it's like can't remember.
So
Grimlock or Mirage new alt modes.
So so Starscream, Shockwave, Grimlock, or Mirage get new alt modes. Dude,
I know.
Okay, another Starscream, another Grimlock. If it's not Grimlock, should just make him the excavator or whatever it was from RID. There's your alt mode right there. Why Shockwave? Why Starscream? And I guess and why Mirage?
Okay, so who's gonna pick Mirage over Starscream and Grimlock? It's just it's just ugh. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Rachel also explains there's 3 categories: the character, the category of the alt mode, ground, air, sea, or wild card, and then the vote on the alt mode. God,
wild card. I'm voting that.
I think if you want to experiment, she asked what our opinion is on the fan vote, and this is obviously an experiment by Hasbro. I think
they did something like that before a long time ago. That one where it was like pick this, pick that. So they're kind of bringing it back. So
I think if you want to experiment and put it out there. Let your design team do a terrible job at their job, like they do 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Earthman says, "Oh, go ahead, Dan. You read it."
Oh, you read it. But I was just going to say something. Yeah, it sucks.
Earthman Brick says Toys R Us stores aren't toy stores. They're warehouses with depressed staff and aren't fun. Toy stores had events, window displays, diorama clubs, play pits, etc. They'd be a day out for the kids. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a skeleton of itself. The prices were high. Like you said, no one was motivated or fun anymore. And then you can see why it closed, right? It was just like, a different company owned it, but, still was another place to go. And they got Target exclusives for Canadians. So it was kind of helpful, but now it's gone. So,
yeah, just don't forget the same company destroyed KB Toys that destroyed Toys R Us.
Yeah, and then another company bought it here and
Main Capital. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still keeping one in Langley and one on the island, but yeah, the one here that makes a lot of money, they're closed. It's just, but like I said, the price is too high. They had 40% off, and there's a 86 Bumblebee there, so I scanned it at the counter, and it was still $37 after tax with 40% off. So I was like,
what?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I should have made a video on it. Like, it's bad. Like, that's how high the prices are over at the Toys R Us. Remember I showed you that Galvatron? It was like $100-something for a leader class. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I remember they did when Toys R Us was closing here, they had like the Power Ranger helmets that you could like actually wear, the real size ones and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No one's buying their kid $100 Galvatron. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah. And that's the thing too. That'll be our topic for next week. Are toys still for children? There we go. Because we'll get into that.
We got the stats, but yeah, we'll do it. But yeah, no, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think we covered a lot. Like like I said, kind of like frustration. We hit all angles. Like even that other stuff that's happening, age verification from frustrated and growth. There was a lot of good turnout in the chat today. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to me, my mom's first podcast last week. Probably doing another one next Friday. Me and Input are maybe working on something else. We can have some people join us once in a while on a kind of similar show to this. So lots of stuff in the mix. But thank you, everyone. Make sure to follow everyone in each other in the chat. Lots of people get great channels, and just keep your eye out. But I had a blast today. We got heated. That's what we needed. We need to bring that heat. So
we got fired up. We got fired up, baby. And I'm going to tell you like this: quick, fast, like, and in a hurry. Tomorrow, don't give your identification to nobody, Jack. Because you are not for sale. You are a human being. You are not information.
I am for sale for $3.99. But we'll see you next week, people. Stay strong, stay safe, and we'll see you later.
This is the State of the Transformers podcast, and we're repping real hard. Thanks for watching the show. Now you know we bring that heat with that plastic glow. The dynamic duo talking bots and feels. Transformers talk, keeping it real. The live stream with Danny and Input, the trainee and the co-star that said what? Oh no, don't get your feelings hurt. We know you're feeling burnt with every word, but we got the spin. Yeah, we're ready to win. She's got that dolphin grin. And Input got that girl with the stare. No one compares truth or dare. This duo's lit, we always had the few. We don't love to hate, but we love to do it. From okay to great, yeah, we crack that topic. We won't drop it, we won't stop it. You don't wanna be in the scope. Oh nope, this team is dope. Keeping it real, we hope you enjoy the show. Many more places we can go, and Input's a